Welcome to this week's session. We're going to hear John's testimony this week.
So when I think about encounters with Jesus, I come back to my own testimony about how I came to meet Jesus for the first time. And for me, it was two stages. It was first in my head and then in my heart. When I was about 6 or 7 years old, I made a decision at a Christian camp that I wanted to follow Jesus. I knew that it made sense. It was exactly what I wanted to do. So at that point, I made the decision. I said, this is what I want to do. This is who I want to follow. For me, that was all in my head. I understood exactly what I wanted to do. The thought processes were working, but when I was 13 or 14, I think that's when it really hit me in the heart and I truly understood everything about it. I was away at another rock concert for a Christian rock band called Delirious. And they were singing a song called Majesty. Some of you that go to church will know this is a song that we sometimes sing. If not, don't worry about it. But one of the lyrics in the song goes, "Majesty, forever I am changed by your love." And I had sung that many, many times, but on this occasion, as I was singing it, they were playing in the background scenes from an equivalent of The Passion of the Christ, if you've heard of that movie. It was called Jesus of Nazareth. It was the PG version of The Passion. And they were playing the crucifixion scene. And for me at that point, I began to understand exactly how much Jesus loved me. I began to understand exactly what that meant. And for me, those are the stories that I go back to, that moment where I discovered it in my head what following Jesus meant, and where I discovered in my heart what it meant to follow Jesus. And that's one of the encounters, one of the journeys that has meant the most to me in my life. And it's a story that I would encourage you to engage with as well.
Romans 10, 8-10. But what does it say? The word is near you. It is in your mouth and in your heart. That is the message concerning the faith that we proclaim. If you declare it with your mouth, Jesus is Lord, and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For it is with your heart that you believe and you are justified, and it is with your mouth that you profess your faith and are saved.
Some of you may have decided to become a Christian and follow Jesus, but I wonder if you've ever told anyone that story. If you haven't become a Christian or decided to follow Jesus, I wonder why you haven't made that decision. Whether you are a Christian or not, we all like to tell our own stories and hear other people's stories. So our challenge for you this week is to share part of your story to someone who doesn't know it. Maybe that's a family member or a new friend, or maybe it's someone that you can talk to in the queue at the supermarket if they can hear you through your mask. One technique that people use to tell their story is to use a mental image. For example, someone might say that their story is like a roller coaster that has lots of ups and downs, whereas another person might say that their story is like a masterpiece painting that's been rolled up and they're slowly unraveling it to see what the whole picture looks like. Someone else might use something like this stream that has lots of twists and turns. Sometimes it's going quickly, sometimes it's going very slowly. I wonder what mental image you might use to describe your own story.
We hope you enjoyed this week's video and what John had to say. If you've been watching and you'd like to start your own journey with Jesus, you can take the first steps now by saying this prayer with me. Jesus, I know that you made me and want me to follow you with all my heart. I know that I've been selfish and wanted to be my own boss. I'm sorry. I accept your promises and ask you to please save me now and forever. Amen. If you said that prayer and you want to know more, or you would just like to discuss some of the questions we mentioned, you can email us at the address below and someone will get back to you as soon as we can. We hope to see you again next week.